Hi everybody, this is Mitt Rayam and welcome to my video on optimizing your resource production. So this is my alternate city, and as you can see it's focused on food production. So I have the requisite one of each building, a resource building, and then all the rest of these are food. So this city is designed to produce a lot of food. However, if you look at the top of the screen you can see that something is wrong. So I kind of want to take you through the steps of what you should be thinking about as you're trying to make your city produce as much as it can. First and most obvious thing, you've got to upgrade the levels of these buildings. Right? I've got a lot of work to do, but as these levels increase, you will produce more. The other, hopefully very obvious thing that you need to do is academy research. Right, the very first category here are your economic skills. You should be working to improve whichever resource you're producing to the highest level possible, because you're going to get a very large bonus here. But both of those are obviously quite a ways on, and yet my food production is not very great. Right, I'm only producing 490,000 food per hour right now, which sure is a lot, but it seems like I should be producing more. Maybe I don't have those 50% bonuses on, the ones that you can get in the order store. No, they're on, both of them. Both the individual resource that I'm producing as well as the all resource one. You can combine both if you didn't know that. And also, if you didn't know, there are more expensive levels of this. Right, in the order store you can get the 50% version, but if you're willing to invest some gold, you can also apply a 100% or a 150% bonus. Those are very significant. So those are all going. Oh, I bet my hero's not skilled correctly. Well, look at that, my hero's not skilled at all. No wonder I'm not producing any food. It's not got any equipment on either. What am I doing? Well, let's start out with the skills here. So when you're putting points into your skill tree, if you're producing resources, obviously you're going down the right-hand side. But don't just start at the top of the tree, right? The best bang for your buck, the most boost for your skill points is down here in the third tier of skills. Yes, they did add more beyond that with the new expansion, but these all resource productions are not going to, I guess they will produce more resources for you, but they're not going to do it as quickly if you don't have a lot of skill points to spend. Right? These are only adding 0.25% per skill level at the beginning. And even by the end, even by the 30th point you're putting in here, they're only adding a half or a 1%. If you take a look instead at this third tier, for the food production, we got to do all the prerequisites here first. You're going to find that this third tier of these gives you a much better percentage for your skill points. Here we go. So the first skill point gives me 2% instead of that 0.25%. And now we're getting 3%, 4%. And if we start sticking a whole bunch of points in here, we're getting 10%, 11%. And so that by the end, now notice we've put 34 points in here already. The food level 2 and the food level 1, those capped out long before this. Way before this, 400 and some percent, 500 and some percent bonus to my food production. Holy cow. Maxing out here at 700% bonus to food. Now, this is for food. If you're doing lumber or stone, you know that this maxes out at only 350%. Iron's even lower. Food is the easiest to produce. That's why there's too much of it in the game. Oops. Yeah, so that one alone will drastically improve my resource production. Now, I've still got 185 more points, so they can get allocated however you like. This city normally is kind of a hybrid because I don't like switching my points all the time. I don't have the means to do that in the city. So I usually have some of my points allocated in troop production, some in building, some in studies, and then all the rest I put into resource production here. So all at level 3. Silver, my main resource, food. If I have extra, I'll put them down in level 2. But yeah, that, as you can see, will have fixed, or rather changed, my production quite significantly. You can also add your equipment on here. Again, if you're producing food, the buffs are really easy to find. They're on so many of the normal equipment. If you're producing the other resources, I'm sorry, you need to look into the assailant gear for your bonuses, but they can be significant, very significant. And I've now gone from 500,000 per hour to almost 3 million an hour, just by applying that one level of hero skills and some gear. Other minor boosts that you may not be aware of or may overlook from time to time. You've also got a VIP bonus to your production. It's good to keep that active. And then there is the one city skin, the Villain Abode or Villain Abode. I don't know how to say that, but you got a small bonus to production there if you put that up. And then last but not least, if your order has a citadel, you get a 20% bonus from that, being inside that boundary as well. So, yeah, if you're looking to optimize your resource production, you got a few of the basic things to think about. Obviously, building level, research level. You got some simple things that you can put in place. These production bonus boosts. You got your hero skills and gear. In between all of them, you can really pump out some resources, especially from a hyper-producing city. One last thing I want to mention before you go. Don't forget that because if you are buffing your production so much, you will start to run into your cap here more often. Right, this is the capacity at which my farms stop producing. Once there is 9.8 million food in my city, they will not work anymore. So even though I'm producing 2 million an hour, after 5 hours, my city stops being functional. So you got to make sure you empty your city out once in a while, especially if you're heavily buffed like this. So hopefully that was informative and interesting. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.